Wow. That's all. Hi, everybody. It's Bonkai922. Wow. I just did, the chapter review for Fairy Tail chapter, Now, to go along with it, the episode review. Oh my god. Let's get into it. Episode 122. Okay. This is the episode where we see ARCONOLOGIA. Oh yeah. Let's get into it, like I was saying. Beginning of the episode, you see the sky and you see the roar. You hear the roar. Oh my god. Holy shit. So we see we see Makarov and Urza talking. Really not much happened in the episode, except for the dragon showing up. And you see Loxus, and he says, oh, how, he protected the guild for 3 years, and I'm all right with it. I'm not part of the guild anymore, so and so fucking going on and that. And everyone's just carrying on, nothing really going on. Gildarts hears it while hugging Kana. And he's like, I heard this from somewhere. He knows something's up. And it was the scene with Happy giving Lucy a fish. Really stupid thing. And everyone's carrying on, nothing really going on. And, really, nothing really happened specifically in the episode, which is bullshit. But then everyone kept hearing the roar, and it was a loud roar, and then they realized something was up. So Lucy and Gildarts and Natsu meet up with everybody else, and everybody's looking around, and he's like, what have you? And that's when everybody, I think it's Natsu, looks up in the sky, and he sees it. And Happy sees it, and then it just shows up out of the blue. When I first take a look at what ARCONOLOGIA looks like, holy shit! Are you fucking kidding? When Hero drew him, ARCONOLOGIA, I've always wondered what it was going to look like in the anime. I mean, when he drew him, I noticed that his wings, they don't look like, if you look at what dragons look like, drawn in books and in pictures you see online and so on and so forth, what a real dragon looks like. Usually their wings are like, it's like this. And when the bottom have these archways on the bottom of their wings. ARCONOLOGIA's wings, they look like they got scales on them. Not to say that's a bad thing. It's actually very good. I like, oh my god, he shows up. It was like, holy shit. And as far as nothing really was said. They were running away from it. Just, it was like, oh my god. It was insane. Just the mere size of it. And the presence was... So, obviously, Natsu was gung-ho to fight it. And Gildarts is just looking at him. He says, no, it's not a matter of us winning or losing. It's a matter of us surviving. And as this is going on and so on and so forth, we get a full-on look of Mavis. Nicely well done of Mavis. And basically, at that point, everybody's running away. But then ARCONOLOGIA cuts them off. I love his tail. The whole way he looks, ARCONOLOGIA, is awesome. Completely awesome. So basically, they cut him. ARCONOLOGIA cuts them off, and he does a roar, and the roar alone destroys the entire forest. What? And you look at everyone's face, Lucy's face. She's petrified. She's just petrified, completely petrified, and basically that's the story, and everyone's doesn't know how to deal with it. That's when Makarov takes a stand, and he is going to fight it alone by himself, and he's holding her in a headlock. And then Bloxus grabs Natsu, and they get the hell out of there. They leave. They start running away. And that's when Makarov gets hit down by the dragon. He's pinned down. And he's great. Great job. Tremendous. It was just absolutely tremendous how they did Arconologia. But the animation and stuff. It just looked so awesome. Oh, so awesome. It was like, you know what? I hope if I ever come across, and I mean this, if I ever come across, wherever, online or wherever, Arconologia as a figurine, I'm gonna buy it. No questions asked. But anyway, so he's got him pinned down, and it seems like Makarov's gonna lose and he's gonna die. And Natsu comes out of nowhere, and everyone from the guild comes out of nowhere, and they start fighting it. I'm like, shit. And they're able to push it back they do an all-out attack. It was incredible. Loxus, everybody. From Loxus to Levy to everybody. And they start shooting all their magic power at once at it. While Wendy, Gajio, and Natsu do their own breath, Dragon Slayer breaths at it, and able to push it back, and it goes in the water. But Gildarts is telling them, that's not, yeah. And we get a scene with Zeref, and he's just like, it's just as if, you can't, and Wendy tried numerous times to talk to it, but she couldn't, and it's very simple. To Arconologia, they're insects, they're vermin. that's what Zeref was saying. So you can see how crazy it is. And it comes out and it's flying high, about to do another breath, and everybody is in despair. Everybody thinks they're gonna die. Lucy says, "This is the end for us," and everyone decides to join hands to create a defensive. That's what the name of the episode was. Hold hands, and they're going to do it that way. But really, the focus of this episode was really between Loxus and Makarov. That was really what it was focusing on. But then, and the blast, oh my god, the blast he fired Arconologia was amazing. Purely, astronomically amazing. And obviously the land was destroyed, but to some extent, we know what happens. Mavis is there. She's gonna do something. You know what she does. I thought it was a great episode. Great episode. Great. Now, to some extent, it's said in the end of the episode, they announced after the blast and it's destroyed, and to continue with the story in the episode, that Arconologia disappeared after that event. And moving right along, they also show the events of them saying they searched 6 months to find everyone from the island. They couldn't find them. And then 7 years later, you see Romeo, you know the story. And that's what happened. That was an awesome episode. Arconologia, it was so good. It was so good. Sorry, I'm going crazy over it. It was great. Tremendous. Absolutely tremendous episode of Fairy Tail. Next week, obviously, it's going to be the 7-year time skip. We're probably going to see them come back at the end of the episode. So, look for that. It's not going to be a happy episode, because remember, this is when Fairy Tail doesn't get 7 years later, there's nobody really there, and who can do jobs and so on and so forth, so they don't become number 1 in Fury anymore. So, you know what happens. But I love Arconologia. It was just, oh my god. Are you shitting me? That was insane. And you know what's funny? 7 years ago, dragons disappeared. And 7 years later, when they disappeared, one appears. So, and that's the story. But I think this was a very damn good episode. 4 out of 5. 4 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 hands down. Tremendous. Just completely awesome. Oh, they really made ARCONOLOGIA very good. I was impressed. That blast he did, oh my god. Now, Makarov said he was known as the Black Dragon of the Apocalypse. And Zeref said it in this episode also, I forgot to mention this. He's the enemy of humanity. So in a way, what it is, and I don't think anyone's ever mentioned this, what if it is that ARCONOLOGIA, he is the doom, as we should say, the end of the world. So in other words, he destroys the world, and Zeref becomes the new ruler of said destroyed world. I'm just bringing that up. It's relevant because he said apocalypse. And ARCONOLOGIA, if you look at the beginning of his name, it's similar, you could say, to apocalypse, ARCONOLOGIA. Not really, but you know how I drift on that. But that's the story. Totally great episode. And now we move. Now we're moving into the 7-time year skip. So now, I don't know how they're gonna do it, because getting a little bit close to the tournament. Not too much, just a little bit close. But we'll have to see. Okay, so this has been Bonkai 922. Good chapter. It was an okay chapter of Fairy Tail. Great episode of Fairy Tail. That's all there is to it. I'll see you guys later. ARCONOLOGIA kicks ass. Yeah.